Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be doing this look that you can see here. Basically, I wanted to do the Aussie girl glam vibe, but cool tones. And for more pale girlies like myself, I'm quite fair in this Aussie winter. So if you would like to see how I created this makeup look, then please keep on watching. Okay, so let's get started. Sorry if you can hear my heater in the background, it is freezing and I don't want to wear a jumper. So to start with, I'm just going to use my L'Oreal brow lamination, which is really affordable. And I just did my brows finally after growing them out and I'm so thankful. They're definitely easier to manage now. Next, I'm going to be using the NYX Face Glue Primer. You can skip this part if you're not into primer, that's fine. A lot of people aren't. I kind of go on and off primer, to be honest. Like, I'll use it if it's good. If I can actually notice a difference, then I will use it. With this primer, I definitely notice a difference. And I use this on days where I am using a more of a dewy foundation formula and I want it to last all day, so I have quite oily skin. Next, I'm going to go in with my Strobe cream from MAC. This is in the shade Pinklight. This is just a mini one. This I really like under my foundation. Even though I do have oily skin, I still enjoy a bit of a glow to shine through my foundation. And I'm just focusing that on the high points of my face and on the outside rather than my T-zone, because I don't want this to interfere with the longevity of my foundation and I don't want to put it where I get super oily. So I am going to do my eyes first just in case I get a little bit of fallout. So my cat's playing. If you hear that, just ignore it and keep pausing to let her get it out of her system, and she's not stopping, so I'm just going to keep going. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to go with my MAC paint pot in Painterly. It's just a bit distracting, so I'm just going to try and ignore her. So yeah, this is just an eye primer. I absolutely love this for giving my eyes, like my eyelids, a bit more coverage and to give them a smooth base. And I have really oily eyelids and I find that this actually helps my eyeshadow last all day and my eyelids don't get oily either throughout the day, which is nice. And there she goes again. So for eyes, I'm going to start out with the Colourpop Stone Cold Fox palette, and that's pretty much the colors in there. So to start with, I'll probably go in with that one, and that's called Trip. So I'm just going to use a large fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I just want to kind of put that just in the crease of my eyes. Just focusing that above my lid. So I have hooded eyes. If you haven't seen me before, I do have hooded eyes. So hope that you'll pick up something that you didn't know before. And now I'm going to go in with Fascinated there. So it's kind of like a cool tone, mauvey. It's not pink, but it's like a neutral mauve kind of shade. And I'm going to use a smaller tapered brush. And I'm going to focus this shade right above my eyeball, basically, where you can sort of feel where the eyeball stops, like in the crevices. I'm literally just going back and forth. I'm just sort of hugging the brush into that crease. So I'd love to know whereabouts you guys are located. Who's watching me and where are you watching me from? I'm really curious, like, who my audience is. I'd love to know. And what kind of videos do you like to watch? Do you like to watch videos about how to do makeup on hooded eyes? Do you like to see reviews, like makeup reviews? Do you like to see tutorials on trendy looks like this? So I've literally just focused it on the top, as you can see. I'm going to go in with You Rock right there. It's like a grey taupey kind of shade. And I'm just going to focus it in the corner. Now I'm not taking that on the inside, I'm just focusing that just on the outer corner. And now with the excess, I'm going to take that in and just sort of blend that through the crease. I am flicking that out just a little bit for that almost cat eye lifted effect. And the good news is, because we haven't done foundation yet, we can clean up any mess before foundation. Now I'm going to go in with Luxe there. That's that really pale, not quite white, pale shade. And I'm going to use that to lighten my lid for a bit of contrast. And this is a really good technique for hooded eyes because I'm faking the crease. So hopefully you can see the difference. I'll do this eye. I'll show you what that looks like in comparison to the other lid. So I'm actually taking this a little bit higher than my natural crease. So if you can see the difference, I feel like that just adds a bit more dimension to the lid. So this is pretty much a quick like eyeshadow cut crease sort of version, but obviously with no concealer. If you have a lighter eyeshadow shade that is really pigmented, you can pretty much do that without all the work. And I'm just using my middle finger to sort of blend these two shades. So I want it quite defined at the front, but quite blended on the outside. Don't be afraid to go in with your fingers. It's actually quite a great tool. I just find it's a little bit quicker. Sometimes I'm just lazy. So it's pretty much the eyeshadow look there. It's like super quick. Like that's literally me done. I'm gonna do a bit of a liner, like an eyeshadow liner. So for liner, I am gonna do something a little bit different. So I'm going to first go in with Rumor Mill. So that's this gray shade here. It's got really tiny glitter flecks through it. I'm gonna go in with my favorite eyeshadow liner brush. This is by Beauty Blender. So this is just like a really thin, this is just like a really thin eyeshadow liner brush. Can you guys hear the magpies? Can you hear them crying constantly? I'm really sorry about that, but yeah, I can't stop them from crying. I don't know why they're crying. Yeah, see? I don't know what, I don't know how to make them feel better. I don't understand. So I'm just drawing the line and doing a really thin line too. I'm not doing that thick line like I normally do. It's just gonna be really soft, really easy, especially with the right brush. And I'm gonna softly take that into the middle. And what I mean by that is I'm just starting in the middle of my eye and then dragging across, right across my lash line, really softly. Now this eye is a little bit thicker than the other one, which is classic, but that's easy to fix with eyeshadow at least. Okay, I sort of evened them out. So yeah, that's the finished eyeshadow look, literally. It's super easy. Cool toned, a little bit of pink, very taupey. I love it. So I'm going to move on to my eyebrows. So I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pen in medium brown. Sometimes this doesn't behave over skincare, which is probably the one thing I really don't like about this. So I can do my outer brow with this quite fine, but as soon as I go on the inner part, it just doesn't want to lay down. I probably just have to wipe my brows before I go in with this. So I'm going to give another product a shot. This lid is really hard to get on, by the way. I don't know if anyone else experiences that. So I'm going to try another product. This I got from eBay. I actually don't know much about this, but it's called Oriflame, called The One. And then it says Tattoo Effect Brow Pen in Ash Brown. So this is very similar to, I think, the Benefit one. It's got like three, can you see that? Sorry, four spikes. I don't know what you freaking call it. So I'm going to try this on my inner part of my brow. So let's see if it actually does what I want it to do. Yeah, that's actually doing something. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with foundation. I haven't featured this on my channel yet, which is kind of mind-blowing because I think this is my favorite foundation of all time. This is the Haus Labs Triclone foundation. This just fills a hole in my heart. This is just beautiful. I can wear this in summer. I can wear this in winter. I mean, I actually prefer it in winter because it's a lot more hydrating. It wears all day. The shades are amazing. Once you kind of get around the confusion of the way the shades are labeled, like this is incredible. So the way that they explain the shades is like kind of like how MAC does. When they say C, like for cool, like if they explain it as like a cool tone, it's actually warm. So it's actually the opposite. So it's a little bit confusing, but once you get around that and find your actual shade, like you will be a die-hard loyal. I swear. I don't know many people who don't like this foundation actually. So that's the shade 050. But yeah, for reference, in MAC, I'm an N6. So yeah, this is probably a shade too light. I mean, my neck is actually lighter than my face. So it does look a little bit light to start with, but it actually matches the rest of my body. Yeah, this is really good because it's got arnica in it, and arnica is really good for calming down inflammation and redness in the skin. So if you didn't know, the people who get filler and swell up really bad, I recommended to take arnica tablets. So that calms down any swelling or redness or inflammation, that sort of stuff. And the fact that this has got arnica in this foundation, like that's really cool. So I am going to start with a darker blush for myself anyway. So this is the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blush in Encourage. So this is sort of like a mauve, actually I'll show you on my hand, sort of a mauve cool tone shade. So this does look dark, but it's actually, this one's quite sheer. I feel like a lot of her blushes like super pigmented, and I don't feel like this one is. So I'm just grabbing the Mario F4 brush, and I'm starting small because I really want to focus it in the outer portion of my face. The thing with Aussie Girl Glam is the whole point of it pretty much is glowy skin and really warm toned like bronzers and eyeshadows. Not really warm, but like it's a bronze glowy look basically, with like a natural looking eyeshadow. It's pretty much like full glam, but it doesn't look full glam. And I think that's why it's so popular, because it's so effortless looking. So basically the Aussie Girl Glam is a lot of really thin layers. So see how sheer that is? So this is what I mean. Lots of really thin layers on top of each other and really intentional placement. And I'm dabbing some on my nose as well. And I'm putting this quite close to my eye. I do wish it were a tad more matte though, like it's quite glowy. And it's fine because we can set it, but I do, like my hair is sticking to it. Do you see what I'm talking about? For oily skin girls, just a heads up, but I would recommend obviously setting it. Okay, so I'm happy with the layers here. So I'm going to go in with a second blush, and this one is also from Rare Beauty, and this is in the shade Happy. So this is a really popular like pink shade, and I'm going to focus that on the high point of my cheek. So I'm going to go in with the smaller part of that brush before I had the bigger part of the brush. I wanted to distribute it in a larger surface area, but right here I just want to focus it just here, and I'm just tapping. And I feel like these two colors just look absolutely stunning together. I'm putting some on my nose as well. So the other key ingredient, so to speak, for Aussie Girl Glam is it looks like you've just come back from a really amazing summer holiday in the sun. You've gotten your tan on. Obviously I'm not tan, but it's the look where like you've just been kissed by the sun basically. And you might have a little bit of a burn. And where I get burnt is literally across here. And in fact, I do get burnt across here. So this is kind of like a W, right? So that's pretty much where I get burnt, like I said, from the sun. So that does look like a lot. That's where concealer comes in. So that's pretty much why I think people do their concealer after the fact, because it just blends it all really nicely. and the placement of this concealer will be very intentional as well. I'm using the Haus Labs Triclone Concealer. This is actually the second time I've used this. I bought this during the Sephora app sale because I've never tried it before. I absolutely love their foundation. A lot of people were saying that they don't like this concealer. So I was like, no, I'm gonna try this for myself because I'm not, I wanna buy things that I'm actually interested in. If people say they don't like it, I kind of wanna try it out for myself because there's been so many times where I've tried a product and I've actually liked it and a lot of people hate it. So, I believe like just because people say they don't like it and you really want to try it, just try it, like why not? Anyway, so focusing that very specifically, just like that. Now, this may have actually replaced my Holy Grail Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer. I love that stuff. You guys have no idea how much I love that stuff. Under my eyes, my forehead where I want a little bit more coverage, and here where I want a little bit more coverage. We could have gone a lighter shade actually. So this is more closer to my skin tone. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to let it dry for a bit, and what that does is it'll start to get tacky and it will actually give you more coverage, but it will actually be easier to blend out in the sense that it's not as liquidy, so it's not going to disperse as fast further than you want it to go, if that makes sense. So when it becomes tacky, so when you blend it, it tends to stay put, if that makes sense, and you just blend the outer corners. And yeah, it's not as wet, so it's not just going to go everywhere, if that makes sense. Try it for yourself. Let me know if you enjoy this technique. So while that dries, I'm just going to curl my lashes. This is the Kevin Kwan eyelash curler. I'm going to try and not get concealer on this. Speaking of Hillary, by the way, anyone who's watching me, is anyone going to see Hillary? Please tell me. I'm seeing her in October when she's coming to Brisbane. I'm so excited, so excited. She's literally my idol. Like, I love Hillary so much. I'm gonna do a tutorial on her viral makeup look that is coming next. I'm so excited. Just going in with my Haus Labs concealer brush. It literally just says Haus Labs, but yeah, the concealer brush looks like this. It's like super dense and really soft. So yeah, just focusing this just on the inner portion, and I am taking that really close to the wing just to sort of enhance that lift effect. So yeah, as you can see, it's obviously not full coverage, that concealer. So I'm gonna go in with something a bit different, a bit interesting. I'm very intrigued by this product. So I saw Soph on YouTube. I'll link her channel just here. So she features, I can't talk today. She featured this on her channel. So this is supposedly a dupe for the Chanel Le Beige. I'll put it here because they've given this thing a freaking million names. If you know, you know. They keep reformulating it and it's like, oh, just stop. Like, the OG was just, I haven't tried it. I'm gonna be dead honest. I have not tried that and I really want to. But the OG, the way that people explained how the texture was something that I am really interested in. Anyway, I digress. So this is what it looks like inside. So it's even got that quintessential Chanel Le Beige bronzer, like Who Swirl, you know what I mean? Look, I can't compare to the Chanel one. I don't have it, but I found one on Marketplace, like the OG, and I did buy it. Like, I can't believe I actually found it, and someone was selling it for pretty cheap. So, I mean, when I say pretty cheap, it's not really, but in my opinion, it was pretty cheap for what it was. Like, I'm pretty stoked about it. So I can do a comparison, and I'll probably do that in my Hilary Duff tutorial. Anyway, so I'll show you what this looks like. Don't mind the Rare Beauty there. So the bronzer's just obviously on top. Like, it's really warm, but like this is kind of like a cream to powder, and it just blends into nothing. Like, it is so stunning. So yeah, I'm going to be using that. So I wanted something a bit more bronzy. Obviously, this is a cool tone look, and I have said in my other videos that I tend to use the Fenty Beauty Match Stix in Amber Suede. So I will be using this on my nose, but I do want to sort of keep this as true as I can to the Aussie Girl Glam. I feel like if it's like all cool tone, I feel like it's not gonna quite be Aussie Girl Glam. I don't know. You let me know what you think about that. I feel like it's gotta have a bit of bronze. It's just got to. So this is the Refy dual ended brush. This was actually a brush for, it was actually launched with their water bronzer and water blushes. So I'm going to do my nose contour now. So getting the Fenty Beauty Amber Suede. This is a cool toned cream stick. And yeah, I love this to contour my nose. This is an amazing shade. And it also is a really nice matte formula, like a really waxy matte formula. So it's great for oily skin, especially in the T-zone. This is why I have a specific product just for my nose. Like I do put this everywhere else, depending what look I'm going for. Okay, so I'm looking mighty shiny at the moment and I do not like that. So I'm going to set my face, but actually before I do that, I'm going to do my freckles. Freckles are a must with Aussie Girl Glam. It just is. And last time I did my Aussie Girl Glam, I did not have a good method for it. But the amazing Tennille J, I've been watching some of her tutorials and she swears by this Revlon Brow Ink product for freckles. So I'm going to try that. This is the first time I'm trying it, but I just love faux freckles and I just needed a product. Oh, needed a product that was going to work. Okay, it's subtle. The last time I did this, I let it sit on my face too long with the freck and it just peeled off my skin. I was hoping it was going to stain the skin, but I guess with all that makeup underneath, it wasn't going to do that. Okay, so I would think I was pressing too hard with my finger and it was just blending into nothing. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. It's really subtle. But if you press really lightly and like blend the freckles out, actually pretty good. So this is actually a brow product, I guess. I don't know how. I don't know if it's just like something that you like stroke through your brows. I'm gonna do some random freckles. That's quite natural. In my opinion, as natural as you can create faux freckles, okay? Don't come for me. And if you're, look, I see a lot of people being made fun of for doing faux freckles. Just chill out, bro. Chill out. It can be washed off, all right? Just, yeah. It's fine. Makeup can be washed off. Like, this is just for fun. Okay, so I'm gonna set my face now. So hopefully the freckles will like kind of soften even more. We'll see how they go under powder. So this is an interesting one. So I used to love this product so much in like 2016, 2017. Yeah, 2016 to 2018, I absolutely loved this product. This is the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder, but this is actually the talc free. I meant to get the one with talc in it, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna try it. Most powders are moving toward that talc free realm, I guess, whatever you want to call it. Oh my god, but if you know, you know. This stuff smells like a vintage shop. Like it smells like my grandma's home, basically. Oh my god, it's nostalgic, okay? If you know, you know. I used this the other day. I used it in a reel, my Legally Blonde reel. If you haven't seen that, go give it some love. But anyway, I used it in that video. So I'm just going to focus this in my T-zone. So actually I should probably show you what the powder looks like. I just hope you don't tip it out. So it literally just looks like that. This isn't the translucent, this isn't the translucent shade. This is the one with a little extra coverage, which is I think why I like it. So it's got a bit more body to it, meaning it's got a little bit more coverage. It's a bit, I guess, a bit more pore filling. Like it's got more substance to it. Like it's not as thin and airy as the powders with no color, if that makes sense. So I'm just focusing this on my T-zone and I'm just pressing because I don't want to disrupt the freckles underneath or any of the cream products underneath. I don't want to have it move around too much. Okay, so that's the face set. It's still got a bit of a sheen to it. So I would attribute that to there being no talc in this. Like it's not as like drying as a lot of the powders that I've got, like the Huda Beauty. There's a few other powders that I can't think of right now that pretty much dry your skin out a little bit too much. So the next product I want to go in with is a finishing powder, and that is the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder, Airbrush Flawless Finish powder in 1. So this is the lightest shade that she's got. I'm going to take that same brush and I'm just going to focus that where I want to be the most blurred. And this does have a bit of color in it as well. So I like to focus that on the inner portion of my face. And that's just set it actually a lot more. So this is definitely a lot more blurring and mattifying than that powder I just used. So keep that in mind if you're interested in that powder. So that powder is probably better for dry skin actually, now that I think about it, but it might still be really good in winter if your skin is a bit on the dry side, but you still need to set it down. So now I'm going to go in with the Hourglass. This is the Ambient Lighting Volume 2. So this is the light bronzing palette. And I'm just going to use a really light fluffy brush. This is the Morphe X Ariel A22, and I'm literally just going in with all of it quite generously, and I'm just going to focus that just on the outer portion of my face, kind of like a halo, to give it sort of like a halo effect. So it is a bit, it does have a bit of a glow to it, but it's just a really soft sheen. And I'm actually going to do something a bit daring. I'm actually going to use one of these colors for blush, because yeah, I feel like this blush has kind of disappeared a little bit. So I'm thinking I want to go in with Ghost Town. That's that shade there. I'm literally going to pick that up with this brush. And I say do this instead of buying more blush, if you want to, obviously. And I'm just putting that where I put Encourage, just to sort of make that pop a little bit more. Wow, okay, that's really nice. Okay, so I'm going to go in with my MAC Fix Plus to just spray at this point to get rid of a bit of the powder. So now I'm going to tight line with the Maybelline Tattoo Liner in Deep Onyx. Might actually be too dark. Yeah, this is too dark. So I'm going to go in with the bold brown color instead. I'm going to use this to tight line before I put mascara on. And for mascara, I'm going to go in with the Essence Lash Without Limits mascara. This is the tubing mascara. You know I absolutely love this stuff. So I'm just sharpening my pencil with my Glossier sharpener. This stuff is the best. Best sharpener ever, in my opinion. I'm literally just going to focus this in my waterline. This is just a brown shade. I'm just going to take Dreamful. That's this white shade. I'm going to put that on my fingers and just put that on the inner corner of my eye. Whoa. Oh my god. That's crazy. Okay, I might just soften that a little bit because that's not really, I love it. I don't want it to be like so intense. So that was just a clean, fluffy brush with no product on it. I might even take a little bit of it and just put it on my brow bone. This is a very 2016 technique. I like that. I like this shade. I kind of want to put it on my lid. Really softly. Wow. Oh, that is nice. Oh, I think let's just kick this up a notch, you know? Just a little bit of glitter in it. That's really pretty. So I am going to do lashes. These are just the teeny ones. So I will do them off camera because we're going to be here for a million years otherwise. And I'll be right back. Okay, so the lashes are on. Let me know what you think. I changed my mind and went for these Amazon ones instead. They're super lightweight, like the band is really light and they're really fluffy. So I'm going to do my lips now, and I've been really loving this combo. I wore it the other day in my reel and I really want to try this for you guys on camera. So I go in first with the Sephora 8-Hour Colourful Transfer Proof Lip Liner in Pink Frosting. So this is like a viral shade, like everyone loves this. So it's like a cool tone pink. It's a little bit light for me, for how I personally like my lip liners. So I actually like to pair it with other colours. Use my finger to smudge it out. It does dry down really fast, just an FYI. And then if you wait too long, it just looks terrible. So that's what a lip liner looks just by itself. You could honestly just do this and leave it there if you wanted to. It's absolutely stunning, but I'm going to take it 2 steps further. I really like to pair this with the MAC Stone Lip Liner. These pair beautifully. They're both very cool toned, but I just try and focus it on the outer portions of my lip and just contour. There's just a lot more definition. And then the final step is lipstick. So this is the Clinique Dramatically Different Lipstick in 01 Barely. So the packaging looks like this. There's actually different packaging for the same lipstick. This is just what I found on eBay, and it was a lot cheaper than the really nice silver like bullet packaging. And honestly, I don't really care. Like, if it's the same lipstick for $20 cheaper, I'm gonna buy it. So that's what the shade looks like. So I just like to put that just on the center. And this one's a bit more hydrating because of that. There's like something in the center. I don't know if you can see that. And yeah, this is the final look. This is done. This is your cool girl Aussie glam vibe. So yeah, I've been really into cool tones lately, and yeah, I love this look so much. Okay, so let me know what you guys think of the look. I would love to hear from you. Do you think this is Aussie girl glam but cool tone vibes? What do you reckon? Would you wear this lip combo? Would you wear this makeup look? I'm actually really curious. Okay, so that is it for today's video. So if you liked this video, let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. And I hope you guys have a good day, whatever you're doing today. Like Bailey Sarian said, make good choices. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye! So if you'd like to see how I recreate my L'Oreal so this I'm gonna go that's real. I feel like a lot of her